Good morning. Just thought I'd do a video about something that's been sort of irritating me recently about some story that I keep sort of seeing over again and again in the news. It's been covered sort of over the last few weeks, and then I've noticed a couple of stories recently about it as well. It's concerning the French authorities banning the Burkini on their beach, which, it's their right to have a law, do laws, whatever they want to do. But having read some of the comments in these news articles, I'm actually quite shocked and appalled by the way it's being handled and the way people are reacting to the story. And also, as a woman myself, I actually find this whole thing really does not sit right with me at all. And I can't be the only person that thinks that. Um, because, if you look at the history of swimming costumes, and I'm going to insert some pictures here so you can see what I'm talking about. From like the 18th century, I mean, women were dressed very modestly to swim. In fact, even in the Victorian times, we had something called a bathing machines where horses used to take out sheds to the sea so that women could swim in the ocean without being seen, and they even at some stage put canopies over so that women could enter the sea and come out of the sea without even being seen. And this was only in the Victorian times. We're not talking like masses of years ago. We're talking, it wasn't until sort of the 1900s the swimming costume started to change. And that was actually instigated by the French, who, started removing sections like sleeves and all this kind of thing. So, I mean, it was always felt that women, in the old days, it was always felt that women should dress modestly. And it was Christianity that drove that. It was actually religion that drove that modesty. And it's only as religion has, waned, as Christianity wasn't followed so strictly, that fashion changed. Um, so, I mean, if we still followed Christianity so strictly, then fashion may not have, changed the way it has. We may still have to be dressing with, collars up to here and caps to cover our hair, because that's what it used to be like for Christianity. Um, and so I find it really odd, that we are trying to drive another person's religion and another person's culture, that we're trying to force them to adhere to our supposed standards. What I'm going to read a section about that was in the paper that just kind of made me. I was really taken aback when I read it. I was like, "What?" So this story is about some French police. They confronted a woman on the beach who wasn't who was actually not in a burkini. She was actually just dressed modestly. She wasn't intending on actually going in the sea. She was wearing, leggings and a top, and then she had a tunic over the top as well. So she was dressed, modestly. And then it said here that the ticket stated that she was not wearing an outfit respecting good morals and secularism. So I was kind of like, what? How does morals come into it? How does good morals come into it? This woman chooses to dress modestly and her morals are in question. I'm going to insert a couple of videos that I found on YouTube. Now, these were only two of many, 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 many videos that I found on the internet concerning women dressed in bikinis. And believe me, I just like, what the hell? So when you're watching these, do you actually think, wow, these girls have good morals? No, you don't, do you? And actually, like I said, these were like two of the videos that I found in a list of many, many, many videos of girls in bikinis behaving badly all around the world. We're not just talking in one place, all around the world. I found them in France, Spain, America, England, all sorts. fighting, drunk, you name it. So I really don't understand how good morals, as quoted in this ticket, could actually have anything to do with it. I don't understand their reasoning really. If you read some of the comments as well in the stories, they're going on about how women who are Muslim are oppressed by men, etc. But actually, all you're doing by banning burkinis and banning this modest wear that they wear, this culture, that how they choose to dress, all you're doing is actually oppressing them even more, because these women, they're enjoying sitting on the beach. They dress modestly to do so. They're enjoying going in the ocean. Yes, they're wearing a bikini as part of their culture, as part of their beliefs, as part of their faith. By having this ban, you're then making these women feel that they are not able to partake in those activities. And it's no different than me really saying to a nun, well, you shouldn't wear a habit because you could have a bomb under that habit, or your habit makes me feel threatened. You only have to look at certain aspects of Judaism as well, that don't believe women should be included. If you look at all religion, there's something about, women, were always never considered to be equal. Christianity doesn't have a fantastic history, and it certainly has a violent history. We are picking on a people, we really are picking on a people, and this whole bikini thing is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It really is. I mean, anybody could go onto a beach in a bikini with a beach bag and have a bomb in it, and you wouldn't have a fucking clue until the bomb went off. You can't blame someone in a bikini for causing violence. You just can't. And all you're doing is you're making it hard for them to enjoy life, really. Why do we have to keep picking on these people? People that do, bombing and, kill people, these aren't normal everyday people. These are people who are evil, they're fucked in the head, they've been brainwashed, they're not normal everyday Muslim people. They're just not. And all we're doing is we're tarring everyone with the same brush. We're seeing terrorists in everyone that happens to follow, the Muslim religion. It's a wrong thing to do. It's no different than the Germans seeing Jews as a threat. It's no different. It really isn't. And look what happened there. Yes, there are bad people everywhere in this world, but not all Muslims are bad people. And it just seems that we're constantly on these people's backs all the time. And if you want to look at, awful things, then go and look at that little kid that was recently pulled out of the rubble, who sat in the back of an ambulance looking absolutely stunned. Ordinary, innocent people, and we're just harassing them. And it's just not right. And this whole bikini thing gets on my tits. I mean, you won't catch me on a beach in a bikini. I'm not being funny, but I look like Jabba the Hutt under all my clothes. I really do. I'm really overweight, and there's no way that I would feel comfortable sitting on a beach in a bikini or a swimming costume. I would cover up. I would be more comfortable covering up, because I don't have the body confidence to sit in a bikini or a costume. And whilst a bikini has nothing to do with body confidence and it's to do with culture and all those things, I don't think that we have the right to tell a woman how she should dress. I mean, we're taking a step backwards, aren't we? Really, if you think about it, we're taking a massive step backwards. I think it's wrong. I really do. I think it's wrong. And it just doesn't sit right with me. It really doesn't. There are some things that, you know, that we should change, and some things that we shouldn't. And, things like fashion within a Muslim culture will change as the culture it becomes more modernized. It will change. It's no different to how women in Christianity's fashion change. It's no different. I mean, we used to wear freaking smocks which were weighted down to go swimming, and we used to sit in carts to go swimming so that we wouldn't be seen. I just don't see why we have to force a change. The whole thing doesn't sit right with me. It really doesn't.